I'm going to ask you one more submitted question from our audience. Latest tips for extreme distance work for field trial dogs. We know they want to get their retrieves. They're assuming it's using a vibration collar to teach reward tones or feel at greater distance, but maybe their assumption's wrong.
Well, with field dogs, I just go back to the basic whistle because it can carry the distance. The training starts in your living room. And the way I do it is what we want to teach the dog is if it's field work, sit and watch me. If it's a shepherding, it's down and wait for the next whistle. So this is how I got my sort of philosophy for training puppies, that you let them play on automatic, auto, sit, auto, sit. So I tell owners all we have to teach is an extremely reliable sit, no matter what's going on, no matter what the dog's doing, at a distance and distracted. And so we start the homework doing it indoors, and we work with the sequence, sit down, sit, stand down, stand, because what we want is the sit from the stand, okay? And then the sit from the stand in motion, then the sit from the stand in motion at a distance. So to get to the distance part, there's a number of ways to do it. I just taught Little distance exercises. She's a slow moving dog. So when we're doing the retrieval, she goes out there really quickly, but she's delicate about picking it up because it's sandy. So she'll pick it up and then drop it, and Captain will bring it back. But she's only got 3 fast for all recalls in her. And then she comes back at a waddle, and I just say, Little, sit, whoa, sit. And she just got it the first trial. Had to repeat the command a number of times, but she's about 80 feet out. And so now she does it the full 180 feet. I just say, Little, sit, and she goes plonk and looks at me, because now I have to throw it directly at her for her to be able to retrieve it, because Captain's so fast, she's tired now. So usually I have to hit her with the ball, and then she may get it before him. So that's one way to do it. With Zuzu, we did the same. So Kelly walked on ahead with Zuzu on a long line. I'm lagging. Then I said, Zuzu, sit. No response, because I'm about 40 yards off. So I come up to her really quickly saying, Zuzu, sit, Zuzu, sit, Zuzu, sit. And then she sits. I say, good dog. There's a good dog. Okay. And then walk up to her, praise, give her a treat. As you repeat that, because everyone just say, you repeat the command, oh, you should be crucified or fall, drawn and quartered, you know. No, what you find is if you do that and keep doing it, on each trial, the number of commands you give before the dog sits decrease progressively. With Zuzu, I think it was 16 or 17, I had to say. And then it comes down like this. You know, and remember, it comes down. So now we're only giving 4 commands, but on the next trial, we had to give 8. So don't let that upset you. It comes down like this until you're giving 1 command a good 95% of the time. That means you have a dog that 95% of the time will sit with a single command. At the same time, the distance goes whoop to infinity. So if you watch the bit of Omaha and the video that was filmed right before he died about 5 weeks after that, he is sitting 100 yards away. And there's actually a drug deal going on. That's what he's looking at. That's why he's not looking at me, but he's listening to me. And so they are 100-yard distance commands with a Malamute. So if you have a quick dog, though, it's difficult to do that, because whatever you say, Rover, the dog just does a recall. He's in front of you. So we put them on these training platforms, as you saw me do with Wookie. So platform means platform and sit. And then we back up. And then we're going to say stand. And then sit, which is what we want, sit from the stand. So what you find is the most difficult distance is the first yard. Okay, because the dog may know sit down, sit, stand down, stand, all at 95% response reliability. You go back 1 yard, and now you're repeating the command, 2 or 3 times. Just 1 yard. So the training sequence there is your distance sit is like this. You say, Rover, sit. Rover, sit. So the dog understands this. He doesn't understand this, sit or that. You get it? But he will learn if you keep doing distal command, proximal command, distal, and the dog goes, oh, you mean when you do this at a distance, you want me to, oh, well, I know that. Well, because you get happy when I sit, I'm just going to do it when you're here. You can then go to 2 yards and 3 yards and 5 yards, 10 yards, 2 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards, and you've got your distance command. If you've got extreme distance, though, as you were talking, to communicate it, I would use a whistle. I mean, you can't shout that loud. And you can either use the whistle, means sit and face, and have coded whistles, you know, means sit and face, and means come when called, and then go out, go left, go right. Or if it's sit and face, then you're within 150 yards. You can then give hand signals, very clear hand signals. And this is what I use for recall, you know, come and give us a kiss. But distance commands are wonderful because many uses in the house. You're on the couch and you say down, dog doesn't understand it. If you haven't taught down a distance, bed down. So you can do a lot of prior training indoors and then in the yard, and then you build the extreme. And I like to go straight to a dog park from there. And so most dogs come to the park, they're let off leash, and the owner's now emailing and not paying attention. No, my dogs, every 25 to 30 seconds, I just say, Omaha, sit, good boy, go play. That's it. No treats, no external rewards, go play. Reinforces the dog. Well, you could say that's an external reward, but now he's actually been rewarded by the sitting. He knows this is something I enjoy doing with my owner.
There are so many popular dog training methods out there that it can be frustrating to find out which is going to be best for your dog. In the next video, Dr. Ian Dunbar will share the most effective training method that has been winning over dogs, dog owners, and dog trainers for years.